Have you ever said something in anger and wished you could take it back 5 seconds later? What if I told you the most powerful thing you can do in life isn't winning an argument, it's not reacting at all? This is a story about a teen who was pushed too far, mocked too publicly, and given one strange piece of advice that changed everything, with a twist you won't forget. So, once upon a time, in a busy town in the USA, there lived a teenage boy named Ethan, 16, known for being smart, kind, and quick to anger. He wasn't violent, but his temper was fast, like a matchstick. If someone teased him, he snapped back. If someone embarrassed him, he argued. If someone disrespected him, his words became sharp before he could stop them. At home, his mother would sigh and tell him, "Ethan, your anger is making decisions for you." But Ethan always believed the same thing. If I don't react, people will think I'm weak. At school, he tried to protect his respect with his voice, not realizing he was slowly losing something more important. His peace. So, one day, a new student joined his class, a boy named Carter. Charming, loud, and dangerously good at turning people into jokes. Carter didn't bully with fists. He bullied with laughs. He could insult you while smiling, and everyone would laugh as if it was just fun. Ethan became his favorite target because Ethan always reacted. Carter would throw small comments, like stones, and Ethan would explode, like fireworks. Teachers would only catch Ethan's reaction, not Carter's provocation. Soon, Ethan gained a reputation. That angry guy. Even friends began saying, "Bro, calm down." That hurt more than the insults. The worst part was Ethan started waking up tired. Because even when the day ended, his anger kept replaying everything in his mind like a broken video. So, then came the day that truly broke him. During lunch, Carter stood up and loudly said, "Ethan's so sensitive, I think his feelings have allergies." The cafeteria erupted in laughter. Ethan's face burned. His fists tightened. His mind screamed, "Destroy him with words. Humiliate him back." And he did. He stood up, shouted, and threw insults like knives. The room fell silent. But it didn't silence Carter. It made Ethan look like the villain. A teacher rushed in at the worst moment and only saw Ethan yelling. Ethan was sent to the principal's office. Carter sat down smiling like he had won. That day, Ethan was suspended for 3 days. At home, his mother didn't scream. She simply looked disappointed, and that disappointment felt heavier than punishment. So, if this story is touching your heart, subscribe to English Story Academy channel for emotional, meaningful, and interesting stories that stay with you long after they end. On the second day of suspension, Ethan wandered to a small park behind his neighborhood, trying to breathe away his frustration. There, sitting on a bench feeding birds, was an old man with calm eyes and slow movements. He watched Ethan pacing and asked, "You're fighting someone, but they're not here, aren't they?" Ethan froze. The old man smiled gently and said, "Anger is the easiest rope to hand to your enemy. They pull it, you jump." Ethan frowned. "So what am I supposed to do? Just let people disrespect me?" The old man shook his head. "No, you don't react. You respond, only when it helps you. Here's the rule. When someone provokes you, give them nothing. No face, no words, no explosion. Make them feel like they threw a stone into deep water and heard no splash." Ethan didn't fully believe it, but something about the old man's calm felt stronger than Ethan's anger had ever felt. Ethan returned to school with a simple rule. I will not react for 7 days. Day 1 was brutal. Carter mocked him loudly, waiting for an explosion. Ethan felt the heat rise, but he stayed silent and kept writing. Day 2, the insults grew sharper. Ethan remained calm. By day 3, something changed. The laughter faded. People stopped watching Ethan and started watching Carter. Without a reaction, Carter no longer looked powerful. He looked desperate, like a performer losing his audience. Ethan wasn't weak. He was untouchable. On day 6, Carter tried one last move. He spilled water on Ethan's desk and mocked him. The room froze. Ethan calmly moved his books, looked at Carter and said, "You're trying really hard to control me." Then he reported the incident without anger or drama. With no outburst to hide behind, the truth became clear. Carter was punished. Later, he approached Ethan quietly and confessed that chaos at home drove him to provoke others. Ethan realized the truth. Carter wasn't confident. He was spreading his pain. Ethan walked home feeling lighter than ever. He finally understood that anger was never strength, it was a chain. Not reacting didn't mean weakness. It meant freedom. Soon, people trusted him for his calm, and even his mother noticed the change. When Ethan returned to the park, the old man was gone, leaving only a note. The calmest person is the strongest. Ethan kept it, knowing he had finally taken his power back. Not reacting is not weakness, it's refusing to let someone else control your emotions. The moment you choose calm, you win without fighting. Subscribe to English Story Academy channel for emotional, powerful, and unforgettable stories that inspire real change.